So we are now still on the ferry and the sun coming up there. I haven't seen the sunrise, well, for sure not sunrise like this in quite a while. It's very beautiful, and actually kind of want to use the beauty of this moment as well to bring out the beauty of this text. So as far as I know, that is a caldera there in the back. And so volcano, and I think it's still kind of active. It's not the one that is bursting its top at the moment, and lucky, which means male. Not too far from here. I think it's actually in that direction. It's like in an easterly direction from here. Okay, so this year I just want to do a few verses here. Verse 20. Now among those who went up to worship at the feast were some Greeks. Right, so here the scene moves from the Jews who came out to meet him, to meet Jesus, and now the Greeks. So the Jews and then the Greeks, those from the city that were came for the Passover, that went out to meet the king coming on a donkey, and now the Greeks coming here to this feast as well. So some of them were. So verse 21. So these came to Philip, who was from Bethsaida in Galilee, and asked him, "Sir, we wish to see Jesus." Right. So there's an interesting thing just here in the sense of why did they come to Philip? Okay. So Philip was from Bethsaida in Galilee. In other words, he was from that area where there were lots of other Gentiles living as well, other Greeks. So there had been a mixture. And his name Philip is as well as a Greek name, at least not so much a Hebrew name. And so in that sense, they most likely they heard people speaking, maybe they heard someone call him, they saw maybe him close to in the vicinity of Jesus kind of idea, so they kind of knew the name they heard. And looks maybe as well, because the Greeks look different from the Jews, because it's Japhet and Semites, kind of. So maybe that is the thing that ultimately led him to him. Now it sounds like not a very important thing that John is mentioning here, but it's actually very important. So they wanted to see Jesus. So verse 22, Philip went and told Andrew, Andrew and Philip went and told Jesus, right? So he didn't go straight to Jesus. Now what's the reason for that? Is Jesus had the three innermost, like the three on the inside. So Jesus was very busy, I would imagine, during this Passover time. Lots of people want to see him. Maybe they had the different duties, okay, as told him what they had to do and what not to do. So they were doing that part. And so yes, ultimately, so therefore I think that is maybe most likely a simple explanation for why, he didn't go straight to Jesus, right? Verse 23, and Jesus answered them, "The hour has come for the Son of Man to be glorified." Right, so now this led to Jesus saying that the words is, "The hour has come for the Son of Man to be glorified." That sounds strange. Why would this be the sign? Why would Greeks coming asking to see Jesus be the sign? It's in a sense simple, because Jesus spoke earlier about as well that he has sheep, and he has sheep from a different fold. So he was speaking of the Greeks, he was speaking of the Gentiles that will come in now as well. Okay, so this is like now the sun coming up here in the back, that's a sign day is breaking. Okay, like I was signing, I think you can see the reflection in my glasses and on my face. Okay, the day is breaking, light is bursting out. Light is now bursting out, not just to the area where it shone before. Okay, because we know the earth is round. So there would have been light somewhere else, right? Say already in Japan it would have been, or in the Philippines it would have been light. But only they had the light. We had not the light yet till the earth tilted more, and we came to this place where the sun started rising on this side as well. Okay, so it's like here the Jews, they had the light, as Jesus explained in chapter 4 of John, and now he's there, the Greeks are there, they're coming, and the sun is coming now to the Gentiles as well. Okay, so praise God. So that is then the thing that shows to Jesus, everything is in place. Everything is in place. The whole jigsaw puzzle has been built. The hour is here because of this happening. And that's brilliant news. like when the sun comes up. When you live in the northern, we are actually now in the southern hemisphere, but not very far from the equator. But if you live in the far north or the far south, now in the far south, not really. Well, I guess New Zealand maybe, and Australia, those areas. A few people live in the far further south, but you sure can go a lot further north. Find people a lot closer to the Arctic Circle than you would in the Antarctica area. And when the sun comes up in the winter time, after that long days, and you see the sun, it's like you're so excited at last. Life feels as if it's coming back. Okay, now in this case, it's not a question of life as if it's coming back. Life is coming after the Garden of Eden, where Adam and Eve ate the fruit. The light is coming. Jesus is that light, and it's coming. It's here, and the people see it, and the Greeks see it, the Gentiles see it. Yeah, that's brilliant news. It's like I say, like how you feel when the sun comes up in the winter there in Siberia. It just feels so. Yeah, now there's heavy clouds up here, or not heavy clouds. There's some clouds here in the back, and the sun most likely will move behind those clouds. And it's a bit as well to show how, yes, great, but with that, the glory, the sun, the glory, but then how will that glory come? It will come through his death. Like the sun is going to move behind the clouds now, and the light on my face will dim, and you won't see the sun anymore. And the same thing is as well going to happen here. He's going to ultimately die.